Pikmin 2 for the first time in 2023 along with all of the other Pikmin games, and this game stood out to me for a number of reasons. Number 1, the inclusion of Louie, who I think is actually kind of chill.
Psych, this motherfucker is the agent of chaos.
The fact you play as both Olimar and Louie at the same time, this nightmare fuel. But most of all, I enjoyed the charm that Pikmin 2 had to offer. There are very few games out there that I enjoy quite like the Pikmin franchise. So, a quick overview of this series. Pikmin 1 was released on the Nintendo GameCube on October 26, 2001. Since then, it's had 3 sequels. Pikmin 2, which is the topic of this video, and it was released on April 29, 2004. Pikmin 3, which was released on July 13, 2013. And Pikmin 4, released on July 21st, 2023. There are a lot of other spin-off games, but these 4 are arguably the most well-known in the entire franchise. Whichever game you boot up, the basics of the game is the same. You rally this big-ass army of plant-like aliens, gather items scattered across the alien-like planet, but in Pikmin 1, you play as Olimar to collect spaceship parts before Olimar's life support system fails and he succumbs to the deadly levels of oxygen. You know, the shit we breathe. Pikmin 2 has Olimar and his co-worker Louie on the same planet hunting for treasure to pull Hockate's freight out of literal debt. Which, alrighty then. And finally, Pikmin 3 has you on that same planet looking for food for Hockate's starving people. Then, there's Pikmin 4, which takes a complete 180 turn different approach, which we'll get into in another video. However, the only thing that remains true in every single game is the fact that you must use the Pikmin and time management skills to get your claws on the things you need. Between battling weird-ass looking monsters and trying to keep your plant-like army alive. Which, ironically, the Pikmin depend on Olimar and Louie for survival as much as Olimar and Louie depend on the Pikmin themselves for their own survival. Let's talk about the Pikmin themselves, though. The closest thing I can compare these little dudes to are ants. They function like them, following orders of the one in charge, in this case, the 2 people in charge, Olimar and Louie. There are 3 tasks the Pikmin can do here. Kill that thing! Bring that thing to the ship! And my favorite, wait here until I come get you. Every single Pikmin knows how to do these 3 tasks. But here's a quick analysis on each Pikmin so you know what they do. Red Pikmin are the strongest. Blue Pikmin are the only ones that can go in water / swim. Yellow Pikmin are immune to electricity, but lost their ability to handle bomb rocks in this game. For whatever reason. Then there are the new Pikmin. Purple Pikmin. They have 10 times the strength of a normal Pikmin, which makes them very useful for carrying treasure. There's white horror-looking Pikmin. Oh my god, those things are actually kind of creepy. These boys are immune to poison clouds. And finally, the Bulbmen. Which, what the hell? Which are literally Bulborbs turned into Pikmin. I mean, not the greatest idea out there, but it'll work. Basically, these guys are immune to everything. Fire, water, electricity, and poison. But they have one flaw. They can't leave the caves. Which, fair enough. The game would be insanely broken if you could take the Bulbmen out of the caves. It would just be way too easy. Now that we know a bit more about these creatures, we can get into the basic backstory of the game. On Hockate, the company Olimar works for, Hockate Freight is going bankrupt. Mainly to Louie here, the agent of chaos, losing his entire shipment of gold pick carrots to a ravenous space bunny. Good job, Louie. Good job. You had one job. This caused the owner of the company to borrow a huge loan, with absolutely no way to pay it back. Not the smartest move in the book there, buddy. However, it turns out that the planet Olimar just returned from is filled to the brim with treasure that is worth a fortune on Hockate. Turns out this bottle cap is 100 Pocos, more than Olimar's yearly salary. Ugh, now that I think about it, yeah, that's not too great, Olimar. What are you doing, buddy? Find another job. The main basic plot of this game is find treasure, get treasure to the ship, get money, and survive the deadly planet. Which is completely different than Pikmin 1's dilemma, where you're in a death race against Olimar's failing life support system. However, this time, this is just a really dangerous treasure hunt, which, hey, I'm all down for it, let's go! Pikmin 2 also allows you to take things at your own pace, instead of Pikmin 1 and 3's constant pressure of, you better hurry up, you're running out of time, buddy, you better hurry up or else you're gonna die, you better get that spaceship part, or that food, yeah, that kinda sucked. But it was still fun! Pikmin 2 has a much more different approach than its predecessor, but it does have its own set of unique and rather terrifying challenges. Every once in a while, on your treasure hunt in the overworld, you'll stumble upon these little holes that lead down to caves where more treasure can be found. In fact, the first cave itself does a really good job of introducing you to the cave shenanigans you're going to get into with Pikmin 2. Hell, you're even introduced to the purple Pikmin in the first cave to get the half of a globe as a treasure. That's actually kind of cool. However, where there's positives, there are also equal negatives. In the form of beasts and monsters trying to devour Louie, Olimar, and the Pikmin as their next meal. Keep in mind, you can have up to 100 Pikmin in your squad at a time. Taking a huge squad like that is just asking for trouble. You have to balance the squad so you can tackle not only the enemies and the caves, but you also have to deal with the obstacles that you encounter in the overworld, such as the electric fences, which only yellow Pikmin can demolish, and giant spots of water that only blue Pikmin can swim in, which means you gotta split up and leave some of your army behind so you can tackle the task at hand. However, this solution presents its own problem. If you forget these Pikmin before the end of the day comes around, you're in one heap of trouble and trauma from leaving the poor boys behind. That makes managing these caves and the overworld itself kinda nerve-wracking, especially when you're going up against bosses like the Empress Bullbacks, the Mannet Legs, the Segmented Crabster, Raging Longlegs, and worst of all, okay, the water wraith is 100% more terrifying in Pikmin 2 than in Pikmin 4. I think it's the early 2000s graphics and this horrifying soundtrack that does the trick. Masterful music work, by the way. The sheer fact that you have to either abandon the treasure that you worked so hard to get, or you sacrifice Olimar, Louie, and the Pikmin army to get this treasure to the ship and get to the next level. However, in Pikmin 4, they made it 10 times easier with the Pikmin being able to climb up on Ochi and hang on for dear life as 2 cylinders of death come barreling at you. However, in Pikmin 2, there is no rescue pup to aid you. Just Louie, Olimar, the Pikmin, and their 2 feet trying to get to the next level without being turned into the pancakes of death by the water wraith. So yeah, these caves are actually really dangerous if you don't know how to navigate them, or in my case, not know when to get off your stubborn ass high horse and retreat, especially in the engulfed castle. Moving on from the caves, man, keeping these Pikmin alive is a rather torturous job, just like Pikmin 1, but worse. When I first faced off with the Empress Bullbacks for the first time, I lost almost all of my Pikmin in less than 12 seconds. I ended up having to switch Olimar with my backup squad and take the Empress down via chip damage, which took a long ass time. About 10 minutes. But I did it! After 10 minutes of running back at the first sign of her rolling about, only to not roll, man, I was losing my sanity. Every single time I saw a Pikmin die, I felt responsible. I mean, I know I felt horrendous afterwards because, yeah, I grew to love these little guys so much after seeing them bite the dust, it really got to me! The worst ever casualties I had happened in the engulfed castle, no surprise there. And it was entirely a freak accident. I had just switched over to Louie to carry off another piece of treasure. Then, the water wraith spawned when my boys were carrying a piece of treasure, and all of a sudden I realized, oh boy, Olimar's in the way with a big-ass squad of Pikmin. I better oh, never mind. I left Olimar and a squad of 54! 54, by the way, 5-4 blue Pikmin in the path of death. And I realized that 2 seconds too late. Yeah, that wasn't pretty. I ended up having to re-strategize and tackle the water wraith. This time to success. Then I returned to the overworld, and it's a beauty for a bit because, oh boy, I needed a break after that. And after a bit of re-strategizing and coping with the losses that I just had because I didn't want to do it again, I accepted it and moved on. Overall though, the world of Pikmin 2, like its predecessor, is absolutely gorgeous. Even the first snowy terrain that Olimar and Louie crash on, it's actually really nice, and the music blends in a very well way with the area that Olimar and Louie are surrounded in. I will say this, it doesn't compete with Pikmin 1's soundtrack, but I think it's still really good. Especially this theme. I think my favorite world or area of all was easily Valley of Repose. I feel like that was the perfect warm-up arena before the game threw the real shit at you. And the area looked fantastic, and the music sounded amazing. It made me want to enjoy the area as much as I possibly could before I had to dip into the next area and tackle the next obstacle to make the money meter go up. Fun fact, I think that was actually one of the most rewarding things I've seen in a video game. Seeing that money meter going up and up, eventually hitting that goal. I swear, when I hit that meter, I jumped for joy and began hollering because I was so freaking happy I got 10,000 Pokos. I remember some of the items I was a little, skeptical about. I was like, how is it that much? Like, what the fuck? How is a strawberry, excuse me, I meant, how is a sunseed berry 170 Pokos? Like, wow! Some of the items were, again, questionable. Like the Colossal Fossil, the Paradoxal Enigma, which, whoa! And worst of all, the Silencer. Like, okay, I wasn't expecting that, but whatever. Thing is, these are completely alien to Olimar and Louie, just like the Pikmin. To us, humans, playing this game, they're normal. Some not so much. But some of them are normal household items that we use every day. The food that we eat, or even garbage that we throw out. However, to these little two gremlin treasure hunters, they're just that. Treasure. And their answer to keeping their damn jobs. Looking at you, Louie, you Chaos Agent, you King of Bugs, you! Yeah. King of Bugs here was more trouble than he was worth, to be 100% honest. More like 5 Pokos, not 10, but I'll cut Louie some slack. Even after you beat the main story, you could have still missed some treasure and you can still go find it. I felt like doing that and it added about 7 more days to my timer, but it was worth it for that big 100% goal. I walked away from Pikmin 2 having spent 33 days on the planet, left 0 Pikmin behind, and lost a lot of Pikmin. There's definitely some room for improvement there. Would I play Pikmin 2 again? No. No. I wouldn't. I'd much rather spend that time either in a death race for ship parts or food, or riding around on the adorable space dog named Ochi. Or Moss. Overall though, I loved playing this game, the ups, the downs, but definitely not saving this dude's unlucky sorry little butt. Aside from the Chaos Agent and King of Bugs, I found this game fun, and a good sequel to the original. Heyo guys, Embur here. Thanks so much for watching all the way to the end and hearing about my crazy Pikmin 2 tales. Yeah, fun fact about Pikmin 2. I don't know what inspired me to do all this Pikmin shenanigans, but one day I just decided, you know what? I've neglected my Pikmin responsibilities long enough, it is time to play it. And yeah, Pikmin 2 was quite the adventure, but not one I would repeat again. Also, huge thank you to Eros X for doing the amazing thumbnail art. I love this thumbnail art so much. Honestly, she is amazing. Go check her out on Instagram. And also, thank you guys so much for sticking around, and I hope to see you all in the next upload. Take care, guys. Bye-bye!